The horror of all the
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for attending the first full council. My mayorship. Just very appreciative of everyone turning up tonight.
Yes.
Public participation is the first element of the meeting. We don't have any
Not
public
on,
wishing to say anything. Do we?
not on Zoom. We've got 4 members in the room.
Okay. Would anybody like to say anything?
No.
Okay. No, good. Excellent. We're going to swiftly move on. Fantastic. Item number 1 is apologies for absence. We have apologies from councillors Godwin, councillors Hughes, Reeves, Scott and Whitaker, and also councillor Hizzer. I would like everybody to I'd like to propose actually we accept those apologies for absence. Can I have a second, please?
Chairman, if you're going to propose, then can I say that Councillor Godwin is a personal commitment, Councillor Hughes is a work commitment, Councillor Reeves personal, Councillor Scott work, Councillor Vizard unwell, and Councillor Richard personal. By accepting the apologies, it's reset for 6 months, so council need to know why they're not here.
Fine, okay. Well, that's just stuck a spanner in the works there. What does that actually mean?
It means that if you fail as a councillor to attend a meeting for 6 months, then you will automatically vacate your seat. You lose your seat on council.
Right.
However, if your apology has been accepted by the council, it resets for 6 months.
That's fine. Okay, well, I'll like to propose those. Thank you very much. Can I have a second?
Happy to second those.
Thank you for standing as well. All those in favour? Thank you very much, of course. Item number 2 is to confirm the minutes of town council meetings held 14 May and 20th of June. I would like to propose those for accuracy. Can I have a second, please? Very much.
Too heavy on it.
All those. Does anybody have any questions with regards to those minutes? All those in favour? Thank you very much. Right.
They're busy signing.
I'm just going to get very tired.
Councillor Gibson.
Mayor, on the this one on the subject of the attendance, could the clerk confirm whether or not virtual attendance counts as well as being in the room from the point of the commitment?
Certainly confirmed it does not. Unfortunately, the law at the moment does not allow for councillors to attend virtually and to receive a credit in the attendance book, and likewise anybody attending online cannot vote.
Good question, Councillor Gibson. Thank you very much. Item number 3 is to receive any declarations of personal or pecuniary interest. Anybody have any?
No.
No, great. Thank you very much. Item number 4 is town mayor announcements. I'd first of all like to just start this part of the meeting just to thank our previous Mayor Fraser. I thought he did a fantastic job last year. It's the first meeting that we all got together in full council to properly thank him after the 13th of May mayoral making meeting. But so yeah, just put that on record. So thanks very much, Fraser. It's I don't know. It's been a bit of a whirlwind, I'm not going to lie, but a really enjoyable first 7 to 8 weeks, and some real highlights in there. Meeting Chelsea pensioners was fantastic. Getting to meet some of the ex-servicemen and veterans in the town was fantastic. It's got live. First one went really well as well. So thank you to everybody that came and helped with the event. D-Day 80th anniversary beacon lighting was, another once in a lifetime moment as well. And we've also had a big contingent of visitors from our twin town in Austria and Schwarz, got corrected, as well. 47 people came over to say hello, which is fantastic. And they all like time here as well. Best thing really, and we'll hear more about it later on, was the Town 20 visit to Port Pioche, and that was just a sensational 3 days, and really still riding a bit of a wave on that one. So thank you to Nick and everybody from Town 20, and my roommate, Frank, who we had some great chats.
You haven't told me.
So yeah, no, that was great, and of course we came home victorious as well, which is brilliant. So yeah, well done to everybody involved, especially Mr. Dubois and Mrs. Plummer, teachers, and the 6 children, 6 young adults from Zadville. And then on Force Day, the weekend as well, East Grinstead Choral Society, some fantastic events, and really very impressively organised. Can't say more than that really. It's just brilliant, and the Mayor's himself had a great day on Saturday at both events. So thank you very much for that. Swiftly moving on, I don't like talking about myself. Item is to receive communications from the leader of the council. So I'm going to hand over to Councillor Farron.
Thank you, Town Mayor. Right, it's standing up. At this time, the pre-election period does make it really difficult for leaders to do an update. However, there are a few items that I would just like to highlight, but we will talk more about them after Thursday. The Finance and General Purposes Committee in this cycle have approved the working groups for this year. Amongst them is the Shared Services Group, which will be looking at how best we can support our high street and shopping area in the town, ensuring that we remain a thriving rural town. This cross-party group will hopefully bring great ideas over the remainder of this year and see some initiatives in place by the end of this administration. Additionally, we'll be watching the progress of the district plan, and in the wake of this, start the work to update our new neighbourhood plan. Sorry, to update the neighbourhood plan, not a new one, where we have been seen planning permissions come forward in areas that our plan did not promote, yet due to the allocations of the district council, it simply highlights to date what are our decisions. The problem, of course, being that we need to go to be the most up-to-date native plan in the group and in our area, rather than jump the gun now and find that again we are put out of step due to changes in the district plan. I'd like to wish good luck to all of those who have stood as candidates in the parliamentary election. It's been a clean fight, I think, so far. And I certainly know there's been some good hustings and debates in town surrounding areas. Good humour, I feel, from all involved. And I look forward to working with our newly elected MP for the new constituency of East Grinstead and Upfield after Thursday. Thank you, Town Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Farron. Item number 6 is to dispose of any. Oh, I beg your pardon. Would anybody? Does anybody? Councillor Plum.
There are from Margaret Sleep. Is there any update? Oh, apologies. Can I ask if there's any update on St Margaret's Sleep, please?
Might be appropriate to leave that till we get to the minutes and showing of A&T take that at that time.
Absolutely fine.
Does anybody else have any other questions? Okay. Item number 6 is to dispose of any business outstanding from the last meeting, and there is none. Item number 7 is a principal council update from Mid Sussex. We don't really have anything. So
No, and unfortunately, Town Mayor, Mr. Toogood, the district council monitoring officer, had rearranged to come to the last week was told us he was unable to attend. As we are in pre-election, it was very difficult to try to get another officer to come at short notice, and we didn't feel it was appropriate to ask for any councillors we put in a position of talking during this pre-election period. So no alternative has been asked to attend, and we will have a West Sussex update in October.
okay. Thank you very much. Excellent. So item number 8 is to receive and consider the minutes of our committees. I will start the proceedings with the Environmental and Sustainable Travel Committee first of all. A few of those. And is that right?
Your town there, you can do whatever you wish.
Oh, excellent. I would like to propose the minutes from the Environmental Sustainable Travel meetings on the 13th May 2024, pages number 1, minutes numbers 1 to 3, and the Environmental Sustainable Travel meeting on the 30th of May, page number 16 to 19, minutes 26 to 35. May I have a second?
I'm happy to second that, Sam Mayor.
Thank you very much, Vice Chair. Does anybody have any questions with it, Mr. Chair? Can I ask for everybody in the committee to accept this, please?
Carried, it's everyone council, not just the committee.
Oh, is it? Okay, sorry, yes, so would everybody like to commit? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll now hand over to Chair of Planning. That's good.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Evening, everyone. I'm happy to report to you as the new chair of the committee. If I may, I would like to start by saying it's quite a job to take on. So I appreciate the support from the outgoing chair of planning, the town mayor, my deputy chair for staying on because he's a man always across the detail, which is helpful, and not least the town clerk for all her help and giving me a gentle nudge in the way the order of the meeting is meant to run. I fear that nudge might get less gentle as time goes on. Slight update, brief update rather. We've obviously been very busy, namely the two major developments from last week's meeting. It was last week, which is the land on in Mahorn Farm and the old police station, both of which have been designated by the district council as allocated sites, but which the town council has not supported at this time. On the old police station matter, I would like to stress that it has been, as I say, designated as residential, although some people may decide that they think it's not. I guess I confirm that.
Yes, confirm the page numbers.
Yeah. So I would like to confirm minutes for the 13th of May, page number 2, minute numbers 4 to 6. The meeting of the 14th of May 2024, page number 6 to 15, minute number 6 to 25. The 3rd of June 2024, pages 20 to 24, minute numbers 36 to 42, can't read my own handwriting. And the meeting from the 24th June, pages numbers 41 to 48, minute numbers 88 to 95. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Can I have a second, please?
I'll second it.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just to clarify, that was minutes on the 14th of May,
Yes.
16 to 25. 6 to 25.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions with regards to those? Yes, no. Thank you very much. Can I have a show of hands to accept? Thank you very much. Thanks, Councillor Gibbs.
Thank you.
Next up is public services.
Unfortunately, we have neither the chair nor vice chair of public services here this evening.
Right.
So if somebody else from the committee would like to do could like to propose the minutes, or if you'd like to do it from the chair.
Chair, that's fine. I would like to propose the public services minutes from the 13th of May, page numbers 3, minutes 7 to 9, and the Public Services Committee for the 5th of June, pages 25 to 29, minutes 43 to 53. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Darcy. Does anybody have any questions? All those in favour of acceptance?
Carry on, thank you. Councillor Peacock.
Yes. Next up is the Amenities and Tourism Committee, please, Councillor Peacock.
Thank you, Town Mayor. I'd just like to thank fellow councillors for appointing me as chairman of A&T. We had our first meeting 13th of June. Good agenda, lots to discuss, productive meeting. Just key points I'd say was just like to thank all the volunteers, officers, councillors, members of the public who helped with a successful Eastport Live. The next one is this Sunday. So if there's any member of the public watching, if they'd like to volunteer and haven't done so far, they could get in contact with Alice and the tourism team. Going back to Councillor Pond's point, St Margaret's Loop, I'll just read out the update. We did have an agenda item and a motion passed on the night on St Margaret's Loop. I'll read this out and the town clerk may have some more information, but we've had to dig a second test pit or pit dig at the site, which happened on the day of the meeting. So hopefully now scheme design will allow us to move into the scheme design. We were asked and we approved the tendering for the retaining wall repairs once the scheme is approved for viability, although no work can be undertaken until the land has been transferred to the council. And time-wise, this is expected to be contracted and let before the end of the year, along with the transfer of the land. And all in all, it looks like because of the wetter weather, moving in the end of this year. So unless the town clerk has any more up-to-date information.
I can just add, Chairman, that we have had confirmation that the second test dig was successful. And so, yes, we are now at the point of waiting to get those initial schematics to us so that committee will be able to look at them and decide if it's the scheme that they want and we proceed with the viability.
That's fantastic news, and thank you to officers, town clerk, previous chairman who helped drive this forward. Not an easy process, but thank you. Leaders. So on that note, I'd like to propose the minutes of the first meeting, which is 13th of May 2024, page number 4, minute numbers 10 to 12, and then the second meeting, which was held on the 13th of June 2024, page numbers 30 to 33, minute numbers 54 to 65. Close those. Could I have a second, please?
I'm happy to second those.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions with regards?
Could I just say that the agenda does give Councillor Darcy as the chairman?
I don't think the agenda does. I think you've got a copy of the chairman's notes there.
Yeah.
Which is incorrect. Is incorrect. You're quite right. But it's not a public document.
Right, that's fine,
Yeah,
thank you.
We need to shred that. No, can I ask everybody to accept this? Thank you very much. Next up is Finance and General Policy.
Thank you, Chairman. Right, I would like to propose the minutes of the Finance and General Committee on the 13th of May 2024, page 5, minutes 13 to 15, and the meeting on the 20th of June 2024, pages 34 to 37, minutes 66 to 83. Please may I have a second for those.
I'd like to second that.
Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions? No? All those in favour? Thank you very much. And last but not least, Personnel Subcommittee, Councillor Mrs. Farron.
Thank you, Chairman. Gosh, it's like fiscal chair today. So I'd like to propose the minutes of the Personnel Subcommittee dated the 24th of June 2024, pages 38 to 40, minutes 84 to 87. Please may I have a second?
I'd like to second that.
Thank you, Councillor Mrs. Darcy. That's super. Does anybody have any questions with regards to that information? No? All those in favour? Thank you. Good. Item number 9 is to authorise the sealing of the following grant exclusive right of burial numbers, and they are 2318, 2319, 2320, 2321, 2322, 2323. Can I just, they're all in order, yes. So 2318 through to 2329. Thank you very much. I'd like to propose that. Thank you. Deputy Mayor, all those in favour? Item number is to approve the amendments to the membership and meeting frequency of the Environment and Sustainable Committee. This committee has been exceptionally busy over the past year, but has now requested the membership number be reduced plus the ex officio members from the existing 7. In addition, the committee would like to fall in line with the other committees. It already is the first meeting in the cycle as well, but would like to remove the extra meetings that have been in place outside of the meeting cycle. The chair and vice chair are determined at the May meeting as myself and Councillor Farron, respectively, for this civic year. This will not be affected by this decision. However, the council's standing orders regarding this committee membership will be altered. So there are 2 items up for proposal. First, the committee to be reduced to 5 plus ex officio mayor and deputy mayor. The committee consists of councillors Gibbs, Godwin, Farron, Lockwood, and Pond. And item number 2 is the meeting scheduled for 25 July and 16 January to be removed from the remainder of the 2024-25 calendar of meetings. I would like to, do I have to propose each one individually?
You can take them together, Chair.
Okay, I'd like to propose them both together. Thanks. Can I have a second? Please?
Second that time.
Thanks, Deputy Mayor. Does anybody have any questions? No? All those in favour of accepting? Thank you very much. Item number 11 is policies for the youth club. The council will be aware that the Finance and General Purposes Committee have been reviewing policies. The new youth club, which starts in September, needed some specific policies which are not ready in time for committee and therefore are presented to council for approval today. It must be noted that these policies are specifically for the youth club activity, but do blend with the existing council policies. Now I'm going to hand over to Town Clerk for further clarification.
Thank you, Tana. There is just a very small amendment that we do need to make, but I do very much ask that the council please do approve the policies tonight because we need them in place for Sunnyside Youth Club to start in September. However, I have been advised that we do need to have on the front of the child protection policy, we just need to make a small tweak to say that we need to name the safeguarding lead here at the council and also to include the West Sussex contacts for safeguarding, just so it's really nice and clear and is on that child protection policy. We also need to have a further policy, but it's not desperate to have this before we start the youth club, because it is there is reference made to needing the DBS checks and the job descriptions for anybody who's going to be part of the youth club. There is a job description, a role description for everybody. All of those people have to be DBS'd, and it is very clear in that. But we should do, for the belt and braces, we should also bring forward a safer recruitment policy, which will say that everybody involved with the youth club must be DBS checked. So we'll bring that one forward to you next cycle so that we've got that in place. It's not desperate to have it in there today, but it is very important to have our other policies approved. So I'm going to ask please, Town Mayor, if you can propose that the proposal that you've got is to approve the Sunnyside Youth Club Child Protection Policy, Safeguarding Policy and the Code of Conduct for Staff and Volunteers, which are appended to this agenda, subject to a small amendment to name the safeguarding officer and contacts of West Sussex County Council to be added to the front page of the child protection policy. Okay, thank you very much, Town Clerk. Yes, I'd like to propose those amendments. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Very much. Does anybody have any questions? No? All those in favour? Great, thank you very much. Yeah, great.
And that was the full proposal that you said amendments.
Sorry.
Included it. Because
Included
we
in
didn't
it.
actually
Sorry,
amend the proposal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No, thank you for the work that's gone into it. It's crucial, really, and Sunnyside Youth Club is going to be a real asset to the town. Really excited.
I don't know if all the council are aware actually, but the 10 hours a week post that we have recruited is actually Ellie Lester, And Ellie, most of you will probably know, is working alongside Alison Merricks as the maternity replacement for Jasmine at the moment. So Ellie will be leaving us at the end of September, or she would have been leaving us at the end of September, but she's now going to be staying on in this new youth role, even though it is only a few hours a week. But it's lovely to be able to retain her because she's so passionate about youth, and she's done a lot of good work for us in the time she's been covering the maternity role.
Brilliant. Great stuff. Thank you, Ellie. Item number 12, the sad one, the really awkward bit. The bit where we've tried every trick in the book to keep the town clerk in East Grinstead, but it's to no avail. I'm going to hand over to Councillor Mrs. Farrell.
Thank you, Town Mayor. Right. Following the sad news of the resignation of the town clerk, item 12 is the recruitment of a new clerk. But before we move forward with this item, I would just like to say a few words as the leader of this town council. Julie has been the clerk here at East Grinstead for over 13 years. I wrote this myself, Julie, as well. In that time, she has worked with many councillors, some around this table this evening, some who are away today, some who are elected councillors, and some who are just no longer with us, unfortunately. There have been several leaders, of which I am the last one, and I have really enjoyed working alongside you, Julie. She's always shown patience, a huge understanding of the role, and the ability to work with so many different people. Her knowledge is outstanding, and she has taught me, as I'm sure she's taught my predecessors, so much. She works with fantastic people here at the council and has created a brilliant team. I have not counted the number of councillors that she has worked with, but she has worked with 14 mayors, the 14th mayor, which is quite an achievement. This will be her last full council meeting, and I would like to officially thank her for everything that she has achieved for East Grinstead, for her commitment and her hard work. I would also like to personally thank her for her help and guidance over the last 14 months, and I will really miss our weekly meetings. I might have to take a trip to Burgess Hill for a top up. Finally, I'd like to wish her every success in her new adventure at Burgess Hill. I do mean it. I really wish you well. And I know you're quite looking forward to a challenge to go and grab something, and they obviously need a lot more help than we do, Julie. So really good luck, and I wish you every success. The Personnel Committee met to discuss the recruitment of a new town clerk. We looked at the recruitment, the job advert, the job description, the personal specification. These are all in the papers for this evening. So I would like to just draw your attention to one item on the timetable, which includes the need to hold a special council meeting on Thursday, the 1st of August, to approve the appointment of a new clerk, if we're successful. I would like to move to propose the process for the recruitment as outlined in the papers. Please may I have a second?
I'd like to second that proposal.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you, Ellen, for those great votes. Yeah, our loss is very much Burgess Hill's gain. Seconded by everybody, really. So, Julie, really, the very best of luck. We've still got a couple of months.
Yeah.
So, you know. Councillor.
Thank you, Town Mayor. I haven't got any prepared notes, but as the first Town Mayor who Julie was involved with, because she took over at the time I was handing over the baton to my replacement in 2011. But I was also involved in the recruitment process when we recruited Julie, and it's great to see how you've taken over. We faced a challenge then of how to replace somebody who was effectively part of the furniture and had been so for such a very long time. Yes, we tackled that, and we had I think a very, very good outcome in getting Julie here, and she stayed for quite a long time after that, which is also very good. Thank you very much.
Good on. There's a seconded approval for the process for recruitment of a clerk. Can I have a show of hands to approve that, please?
Very much. Could you also take a vote on the special council meeting on the first?
Yes, I'd like to propose that we have a special council meeting on the 1st of August. Can I have a second?
I'd like to second that.
Councillor. Those in favour? Excellent. Item number 13. Unfortunately, the Eastminster Museum couldn't be with us tonight. So we have some esteemed guests with us today. Nick Hodges, Chair of Town Twinning Association, is kindly going to be here today to tell us more about Town Twinning and an update really on things. So I'm going to hand over to you, Nick. Thank you very much for coming this evening.
Thank you, Town Mayor. Do you want me to stand or can I? Yeah.
I'm happy for you to sit.
Goodness for that. It's been a long day. Like Councillor Barnett, so I haven't had many, but I'm most prepared, having been thrust in the last minute. We do appreciate you giving us the opportunity to come and have a chat and just give an update on Town Twinning. Before we do that, first of all, I'd like to thank you, Town Mayor, for going along to Port this week, having a great time. We told you we would do. Yeah. And for really flying the flag for East Grinstead really well. And what I've got to report, I had the reports back from various of the students and the teachers, as well as Frank and Jill, who went along with you, and said you did a brilliant job. So thank you very much for that, and really sort of serving as well. So appreciate it. Right. First of all, I'm here tonight with three of my committee members. We've got Frank, who you probably all know, and if you don't try to get to know. And we've got Anna, who deals with our school issues and is our linguistic specialist. So if there's anything you need interpreted, Anna's our lady. And also Julie, who is a member of our committee as well. So I'm grateful to be here and thank you for having us. First of all, I'll start with a question. Who can name our twin towns? And I know you can. Yeah. Any? Let's pass some names. So what have we got? Mindelheim, good baby. Yeah. Schwarz, yes. Book de Piage. Very easy, especially if you work on the road.
There's one missing.
There's one missing. Spain. San Filio de Quixote in Spain. So we have in effect 5 twin towns. We have one friendship town of Trumin, who are based in the Tyrol, strange country because of where they are, because they're Italians, but they speak German. Don't ask me, it's just changing borders, things like that. But that's the sort of thing we get. So that's the first question. Second question, going around the table, what do you think Town Twinning does? I'll start over the end there. You didn't realise it'd be pop quiz.
No. Community just building relationships across language barriers, cultures, communities.
That's a good one. Yeah, I'll take that. Any more?
Community exchange.
Absolutely.
For youngsters in particular.
Absolutely. And any more? I won't put the pressure on. So I know Margaret would probably kick me or something. But no, you're absolutely right. What we're trying to do is we're trying to build bonds or maintain bonds with our European friends. Now, a lot of people will say, well, we're not in Europe. But as far as I looked at the map, we are. And if you look, we've started our twinning journey back in 1962, which was long before the EEC or Common Market or whatever it was, and we'll long continue to that. And that's what we're trying to do, trying to keep these bonds alive. As a bit of history, yes, I've just said we started in 1960. That's good, obviously, on our website to get some quick notes. It's a good website, have a look at it. So 1962 was when East Grinstead first started our twinning relationship with Book de Piage. Now, there's so many dates throwing out there, and we'll get confused. Darren and I were looking at the different charters that are outside, saying when we did various different things. It started in 62, and then over the years, we've grown with the other towns who've been linked largely with Book de Piage, Mindelheim, etc. So 1992, it was Verbania who joined our throng. We were twinned with them, and then formally Mindelheim, San Filio, and Schwarz in 1994. So that's sort of the background to it. If you get the chance, have a look at the charters and the contracts outside. An interesting thing you'll see with the contract that was signed, I think, by Bill Becker back in 1994. It's signed on behalf of the East Gritted Town Council. So it's East Gritted Town Council who've got the contractual relationship, who have been twinned. I think that's something that's lost a bit of sight over the years. It's not us as the East Gritted Town Twinning Association. We are your conduit for arranging these different events and trying to promote those relationships. So I think that's quite important to know. So it's not, we're not just another outside. We are part of you. We're helping you. We're representing you. One of the biggest changes or biggest things that started was in 1976 when we had the Youth in Europe events, which I think Frank was part of, and they've grown and they've been an annual. He wasn't a child back then, I believe. But that's grown over the years, and generally each of the twin towns will host a youth event every year. Town mayor's been fortunate enough to go on one this year to Port-de-Piage. Last year we had one in Schwarz in Austria, which Councillor Visser went to. And we had a bit of a hiatus during COVID, obviously, because we didn't have these sort of exchanges. But I think most of the previous mayors, of which one I was many years ago, have been on the event. I'm sure, Steve, you went on.
No,
Or did you host it?
there was, we had a meeting here which we hosted,
Yes.
but we ended up going to a conference of all things
Okay.
in Italy.
So a lot of people just see this as a bit of a jolly for councillors and town twinning members to go on. It's not. It's great fun. It's hard work and it's expensive. We have the next few years mapped out of where we're going to have these youth events. Next year is going to be in Verbania, which is nobody will go there because it's on the lakes of Lake Maggiore, so it'd be horrible. So town there, whoever that would be, you won't want to be doing it. It does sound. And then the following year, it's in San Feliu, which is, I believe, Anna will put me right, in northern Spain, just above Costa Brava. Yeah, so yeah, Girona sort of way. Horrible places. Terrible. You know, so, and then the following year, which is really what my focus or our focus as a committee is in 2027. We've managed to push it back a year when we're hosting. Now, we want this to be the event that any of the other mayors or other councillors, any 20 members have been to and experienced overseas. We want that here. In previous years, it's been a little bit more insular, but we're pushing it out, and we don't want this to be just a town twinning event as such. We want this to be a town event, a town council event as well. That's what we're aiming for. As the town mayor also, the amount of preparation, organisation, and the way you're treated is second to none. I know these called live are big things to prepare, but this is going to be, hopefully going to be huge. Bearing in mind, we will be inviting 6 students from each of our twin towns and Tramino. So we'll be having 6 towns sending 6 young people, generally in year 12.
Yeah.
Lower 6th.
Yeah.
So 6 from each of year 12, together with 2 teachers from each of the towns. In addition, we invite a delegation from each of the twin towns of 4 people. The mayors, generally their consort, and a couple of members from their town twinning associations. In the other twin towns, most of them are run solely by the council. People are getting paid for doing it. We don't, and we have not stretched with resources, but we want to do it well. In previous years as well, again, when anyone's hosted, if Steve had it here, did you go to see something?
Yeah, they came here.
Yes,
We
same
took them
here.
around, we took them to the sports club, art galleries, all sorts of churches. We did give them a good time.
Absolutely.
And they tried to give us a good time with lots of drink.
They'll do that.
Tops
They would do-
or whatever it was.
But times have changed as well, because before we would take them down to Perrier. We haven't got that contact anymore. Or we'd have children put up at Hindley Warren.
Yeah.
But because of health and safety exception, you can't do it these days. The visiting dignitaries would be put up by members of our committee. Now, again, we've got a committee, a small committee. We are an aging committee. Our members are aging. We don't have that facility anymore. So we need to be looking at the bigger picture. Having a big event, maybe at the sports club, maybe at Eastcote, maybe at King's. Getting to have hotels for everyone who's coming over, having a transport for them, feeding them, etc. They will pay for their flights, but we take it over as soon as they land on soil, in the same way as Town Mayor's just had, as soon as you landed in France, after some persuasion. But everything sort of fell into place, but it costs money. And that's the big issue we have. We get the grants for the town councils, obviously, you would know, which I believe now has unfortunately gone down to £500, maybe told us. But so we get £500 a year. No. We had pre-COVID £1,500 a year. Now, we appreciate times are tough. We appreciate budgets, but we need some help in raising some funds here. We need three things. We need financial assistance. We need brain power of how we can approach people, companies, etc., who can help sponsor us. And we need manpower because we've got probably around about 80 members. Most of them are 80 and above. So we don't have that sort of assistance anymore. So that's what our plea is to you today. Not to say commit to anything now, but give us your thoughts. Come back to us, feed into this, so we can make this a cracking event. Frank showed
Sorry, what year?
2027.
26.
Frank sent through some pictures to me this week as a committee of an event that you had in the 70s, I think it wasn't, Frank. And you will see people, whether was it King's?
Sorry.
Where was the event in the 70s? The one, was it your King's?
Oh, window. It was about 15,000 people turned up to the event here. It was absolutely packed. But in those days, we had 90 people over that year. There was 20 majorettes, 18-year-old French girls on the top floor of East School. I was inspecting them regularly, so they were and they, in addition to that, the teams were 10 strong, and all the mayors. And we managed to pull it off. I don't know quite how we did it. It was pretty killing. But we did it, and that was the first very successful event. And that's what set them all up. That was in 1976. 76, yeah. I think it was a year I was married, or a year after. So probably just say a few more. I've been involved in this since the 60s. And the impression you get is when you go abroad, that they really pull the stops out. They have a lot of public money that we don't have. We've done I'm right, Nick, and so we did a quick estimate of the cost of this weekend.
Yeah.
They're only here for 3 days. And I think it worked out £30,000 if you did it totally commercially. So the worst scenario figure was £30,000. Now, I've sat down this table when grants have been handed out to town and everybody remarks on how much money is in the bank. And I think it's somewhere between £15,000 and £20,000 we hold. That money accumulates and then it all goes, and then you start from zero. So the Town Administration is not well off. In fact, it's going to struggle to meet this particular target. And I think Nick is a very subtle speaker. What he's saying to you is, you've got to bring out this situation where you don't really give us enough money. So I know it is, and you can, bearing in mind, we've got 3 years. If you put up with over 3 years, that will help us. We'll work hard, we'll raise money as well. But if you can make any financial contributions and improvement on what you're doing at the moment, that's going to be great. Can I also say, you ought to know this, that when I was involved in Village, the mayor was there. He was magnificent, did a great job. He really represented you and the town very well. And also, the kids that went, there were 6 kids from Sackville and 2 teachers. They were fantastic, unbelievably. They mixed with everybody. They made lots of friends, great ambassadors for the town and the country. So there's a lot of sort of hidden benefits. So in those kids, 6 kids, and don't forget that. So there are 6 kids every year. So there's an accumulation of exchanges, opening minds. I mean, you know, I've done it for years, but every now and then I think, oh, bloody French, you know. And then I go over there, but when it's all pretty nice and I'm back to normal. So one does have these sort of impressions of other nations, but when you actually meet real people, you know, you find they're no different from anybody else, and it's a real education, and it does be good to go and meet them. If you get a chance to go to any training event where you've got visitors from overseas, do go along because it's a real.
It's a,
Thank you.
this is why I never let Frank speak. you see, it's
Um,
terrible.
I'd
Yes.
just like to say, reiterate, what Frank said that our French hosts were really incredible.
Thank you.
Because they probably will listen to this. Incredible. They probably will listen to this.
But also, we're talking about the funds for how much it costs to put this event on. We'll be sending children, or young people, sorry, through to Italy and then Spain. And that, for instance, the trip we've just had cost us £2,500 to send, with flights, with getting T-shirts printed, with exchanging gifts, etc. So it doesn't come cheap. It does seem like a lot of money for a small amount of people, which is why we want to make it as best as we can do and make it for a town event. If we can get some corporate sport sponsorship, etc., even better. So yes, please put your minds to it. We do try to do some fundraising. We used to have coffee morning up the library, but then ended up being a loss leader, which is a shame. So we meet now every second Saturday of the month at Checkermead, if anyone wants to come along, just sort of have a chat and coffee with us on a Saturday morning. And we do try to have events at the Mayfair. Unfortunately, we couldn't man our stall at the Mayfair this year, chocolate tombola, because it was too wet and miserable, and it was just not enough for us to do it. So we've still got a whole stack of chocolate we're looking to try to find a tombola stand for. So maybe I should speak to the chair of A&T to see if he could let us have something. He's called one day, but we'll have a chat. We do put the events on. Frank is our events man. We have had over the last year a few events at the Peacock, where we've had different themed evenings on one of our twin towns. They're all quiet, great fun, good value for money. So keep an eye on those. We still want to try to maintain links with schools, and is working hard as you can do to try to get the schools involved with other schools in our twin towns, but banging our head against the wall to a certain extent, isn't it, unfortunately? And we're looking at other things we can sort out, other links, business links, sports links, musical links, whatever, just trying to increase this the understanding and promoting twinning. We had a newsletter that goes out to members 4 times a year. So please have a look at our website. Please become members. It doesn't cost anything. We've scrapped our membership fee, which was only £10, but it's just that we think we want to appeal to more people, get them to come to the events and put their hands in their pockets rather than just doing £10 just for the sake of it. So any questions you've got, I'm happy to take them, but thank you again, Town Mayor, Town Clerk. I'd like to say as well that I had a great working relationship with the Town Clerk. I was a councillor even when I was mayor, but she never saw me. So thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you, Nick. No, it's our pleasure. It really is. And also, it's I think, you know, having been to France and experienced the whole town twinning, you know, event and the thing, and actually how well East Grinstead is received with all of us in our twin towns. It was really, really inspirational, and the kids were incredible, our young adults, and as Frank said, they were just really fantastic ambassadors for us as a town. And I'm really proud of them, because they, you know, when you're at a certain age, when you go into a foreign country and you don't know everybody there, your tendency is to sort of hold back a little bit before, and then sort of ease yourself gently into the process and finding, you know, friends to talk to. But our 6 ambassadors, I call them, they just immersed themselves right from the get-go. It was really brilliant to see. So I was very proud of them for that. And I think I would very much like us as a council really to get behind this 2027 event. It will be an incredible, you know, few days for us as a town. Yeah, if anybody has any further ideas, then we should really explore those. Sackville are also very keen to be with twinning, and it does help that Mr. Dupoy and Mrs. Plum, who are the 2 teachers staff that came down to France, they're really 100% behind the twinning. So we've got meetings, I think, coming up in a few days' time with them, and also the students to go through their thoughts about how it went, what we could do to raise some money as well for 2027. So they're really 100% behind it too. So that's all good. And then we just need to reach out to Israel, so that we've got both our secondaries on board and involved. So, yeah, absolutely. I'd like to open it up really. Has anybody got any thoughts and ideas? Councillor Gisbert.
Do the, are the mayors going to come over with the
Yes.
group?
Yes.
So in France, the mayors are leading position in the villages and towns, and they are actually salaried. Is that the same across Europe, the other towns?
I was definitely in Mindelheim, Schwarz, and in Port-de-Piage. I'm not so sure. And I think for Bannier, it's all done as a through the council's committee. So I'm assuming I don't know fully.
Yeah.
But yes, that's one of the issues. They are fully behind it and they're fully funded, and especially with Minden, they control their whole budget as well for the whole town and everything.
Well, that's
they do.
right. They do planning decisions and
So
everything.
they-
Across the board. They're very important people.
Absolutely, and it's everything is all very municipal.
Well, no, I was going to actually.
But it's
The Schwarz mayor gets paid €100,000, so I'd like to retro. The last year, please.
How far can we go back?
Yeah, the mayors are much more heavily involved from a logistical and perspective, but you know, they're always come along and
But they don't have as good a chain.
they definitely don't have good.
That's the bonus.
Absolutely, yes. Does anybody else have anything? Councillor Cooper.
Just wondering when the next event or events you're holding are.
We don't have any in the calendar at the moment because we've been concentrating on dealing with the Youth in Europe event. As I say, we are spread quite thin as a committee in trying to deal with things. But I'm sure we'll have something hopefully in the early autumn. That's the plan. I'm trying to have a chat with La Farola to see if they'll do something to give us a different venue to something there, but but we'll let you know.
Can I just ask how the children are chosen? Yeah.
The school's choosing, so it's left to the actual teachers in charge. So they'll give it out as a meritorious thing. So it'll be a matter of if they've got some sort of language skill, they'll go. But generally, it'll be some of the children who are sort of stand above students and want to be part of it. When I went to Port-de-Piage as mayor, Sackville sent a team, and it was a dance competition. I don't think our students got the memo, whereas Port-de-Piage had their dance school there, and we sort of danced. We didn't win. We had a good time.
Would anybody else like to say anything? No. Oh, Councillor Mrs.
You, Chair. I'd like to see it.
Yes.
Okay. I just think I've made a few notes and I'm thinking we've got to involve the East Grinstead Business Association. We should be inviting the performing arts colleges. We've got loads in East Grinstead. They're the sort of people we should be getting on board. So yeah, I'll make a list.
There's lots of links that we, as a town, could promote the twinning things with. Yeah, absolutely. Councillor Gibbs.
Thank you. I think mine's probably more of a statement, if I may. So thank you very much for coming. Am I standing? Oh, I'm standing. Okay.
If you're making a statement, thank you.
I'll stand. Let's go. So the point I wanted to make really was I've been involved in the council elsewhere, should we say, where the town twinning has, all for the want of trying, has been sort of fallen off a cliff and taken a back seat. And so to come here to see how it is here and how engaging everyone is with it is quite impressive. And the only way you can maintain that is if we return a favour, and when other representatives come here, that we give them a good show. So yeah, it's very good to learn more about it. Thank you very much, and I'm sure the council will all chip in to try and make it work. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Gibbs. I think really moving forward, Nick, as you rightly said, the town council probably needs to be involved a bit more. more than we are at the moment, perhaps, I don't know. So moving forward, we've got 2 years really to get things going. Are you looking for us as a council to have some form of input / working group or something along those lines to help you, or have you envisaging that?
Well, given the fact that I only learned about this last week, we've got a committee meeting while I was waiting to get back from Naples. I think any assistance we could do, if we can bring it again to table to one of your council meetings, even maybe Adam, it's your remit, isn't it, really, of A&T, can have some sort of assistance, maybe working group, and we can work together and move on from there.
Yeah, how does it work with you, Town Clerk? Is that something that we could do?
It doesn't come through a committee discussion. I'll just have a look and see which committee. I'm not sure. I mean, you could use tourism and A&T. It may be more appropriate for you to reckon GP, but get that and decide which committee it needs to report to. And I think yes, that within the next couple of months, perhaps if the chairman of the town planning would like to assist me with writing a report, we could bring something forward to the September, the autumn committee.
Great.
So that it can be considered as an agenda item, and council can think about how they might want to be more involved with regards to the event in 2027, which I won't be here at.
You're doing the committee. Any spare time now? Now you're leaving East Grinstead.
Excellent. Okay. So we'll get the ball rolling, Nick. Absolutely, and thank you very much for coming in and talking to us about town. I think it's a very vital part of our town and in part of the town's DNA. I think that's everything. I'd like to thank everybody tonight for coming, and thank you for those in the gallery as well. I'd like to close the meeting now at 7:58.